I'll begin with a confession that I'm not really a very big fan of a lot of Indian writing in English. Because, the fact is that most of the books that are like, you go to a bookshop and they're placed right in the front, are the same to literature as the movies are to cinema. They make a lot of money and they actually leave you with nothing. And the few books that I have liked, the one before this was again written by a journalist who's also an investigative journalist, and when you could see the experience of that. And the same is when I started to read, I picked up this book, and to confess to you also, I've not finished it because I've been mixing my movie and while traveling I've been reading it. The way he starts with getting into the mind of Hani Kumar, and he starts, I have dealt with FRO. I was married to Kalki who had to deal with FROs. And I know in my movie Yellow Boots, you see the whole world of FRO right in the beginning of it, and the way it is, and that whole sense of power over somebody who is like, that whole sense of superiority in that moment that they feel over, especially when they're dealing mostly with white skin, that suddenly they start feeling like, oh, either she is here to get her visa extended, or he is here to get, and suddenly they have this superiority thing that comes into them, and they start becoming this animal. And for me, the kind of world that CP creates, and he gets into the heads of these people. You get into that world, and sometimes it also confuses you because he puts you in the shoes of Hani Kumar. And you have this kind of sympathy and conflict, and you start feeling where he's coming from. And you see that the world he operates in, it justifies because relatively he's less corrupt compared to others. And that's the magic that the book should do. And this does. I'm trying to read the end, and I'm in between things. And the world that Miriam kind of gets herself into, this whole labyrinth of, like this Kafkaesque labyrinth in the sense, she's going through exactly what probably Joseph K. was in that, and she can't decipher that world. She doesn't know what is going on. She knows what she wants. She knows what she doesn't want. She's caught in that situation and her things. And, it is just, it's like what somebody said in the beginning, that you don't know whether it's a thriller or it's a literary fiction. And the way it's written is so believable and real, because when Suchitra and Denzel were reading here, and you could feel it unfolding in front of you, and when Denzel spoke that line, that is your responsibility, the lady sitting right next to me, she quietly said, so? She was reacting to it. I think that's the power of writing, that's the power of good writing. And I'm so glad that there are books being written like that in English in India, because I seriously, I've been very disappointed with a lot, because there's very few, and they come after long periods of time, that you see a good book written by an Indian in English about the world. The one before this I read was Akhil Sharma's book, which was probably not written here, and then Somnath Bhattacharya. I think in between I've not read many, or maybe I missed some. But I'm so glad that I was here to release this book, and I wish I had finished it. I think I will finish it just another 2 hours, I think.